everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Sports. Me, Joe Stanley, and I'm here to bring you the news on Todd Cantwell and his potential move to Rangers Football Club from Norwich City. I read this news story the other day, and I wasn't sure how true there was of the rumours, but I've been doing some research, and I'll bring you the latest on this one. Todd Cantwell was, well, he came on the scene a few years ago for Norwich City, and he was tipped as the next big star of English football, and he was going to be up there with the likes of Jack Grealish, Bukayo Saka, potentially going to be a mainstay of the England squad for the years to come. It's not quite worked out that way for the 24-year-old as yet, but he started off quite well at Norwich City and been scoring in the 2019 to 2020 season 6 goals in that season, which was not bad for a young midfielder. He scored against the likes of Chelsea and Manchester City, to name just a few clubs, and it looked like there was going to be a bright future. In the summer of 2021, he was linked with a move to Aston Villa for £50 million, is what the Birmingham Midlands outfit were quoted, but that move didn't materialise, and he stayed at Norwich City. And I think it's fair to say, I think Norwich City fans will agree that his career has stagnated a little bit. But just to bring you a little bit of background on this one, and thanks to everyone that's watching this video, by the way, and don't forget to like the video, comment in the comment section below, and subscribe to Let's Talk Sport for more sports content. But there's lots of news on this one, and first come across it on the podcast Vital Rangers. I just saw a news article linking Todd Cantwell to Rangers the other day, and I had a look, and there's an article here about him. He said, if Rangers sign Todd Cantwell, they'll be getting a player who is capable of playing several positions in the forward line and in midfield. It's key player. Rangers need attacking players. They need. Michael Beale said he wants to make a big name, big high profile signing at Rangers, and he wants to look in the attacking areas as well. So obviously he can play, he's very versatile. He can play as a 10, he plays as a striker. Wouldn't really play him as a striker myself personally, but he's great in the 10 position. He can play wide as well, so he'd be great in a 4-2-3-1, a 4-3-3, that sort of formation for me. He's 24 years old, so he'd be strengthening Rangers starting 11, because I think he'd be the sort of player that could go straight in there straight away, and he might be a target to replace Ryan Kent over the future seasons, because he's been linked with move away. Every window he's linked with a move away. He's stayed so far at Rangers, but I wouldn't be surprised if he continues performing the way that he's doing, Ryan Kent, if one of the Premier League clubs comes back in from Leeds United, for one that was linked with him the previous 2 windows. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's brought in. I have got a question for you guys in the comment section below with a poll that I'd like you to take part in. Can Rangers revive Todd Cantwell's career, yes or no? And that's the question I want you guys to answer for me today. In terms of the finances on the table, in terms of contract wage, Cantwell's current wage at Norwich City is reportedly £25,000 a week. Rangers' highest earner is reportedly Ryan Kent, who I've just mentioned, who's on £20,000 a week. So it's not really going to be any problem for Rangers to fund his wages, I wouldn't have thought. I think that's fairly decent, low wages considering the wages that footballers are on nowadays. The article goes on to mention about what if Kent stays and Cantwell, and I think there is a scenario where both could happen, and I think that if Rangers manage to hold on to Ryan Kent and sign Todd Cantwell, that can only be good for them and their pursuit of dominance in Scottish football. You're looking at they've got the League Cup final on the 26th of February against their rival Celtic, so that's another big one. Greg's in the comments below, Greg Livingston, he says, I fear that while you see any English player coming to Scotland, they can't cope with the Scottish League, so I hope I am wrong. Would love to see him in Scotland, he says, because the Scottish League are much faster than the English League, he says, which is an interesting to know, because the Scottish League, a lot of people down south of the border say that they think they compare it a lot to what is League 1 and League 2, so the 3rd and 4th division of English football a lot here. Whether you agree with that, I don't know, but it's certainly an interesting interesting one. Back to Todd Cantwell. Yeah, he was once quoted in the summer of 2021. Aston Villa were quoted £50 million for him. They didn't pursue that deal any further. He has been linked with the likes of Liverpool, Manchester United and Tottenham in the past as well when he burst onto the scene there. I think it could be an interesting one for Rangers if they manage to get this deal across the line. Like I said, he netted 6 goals in the 1920 season, he strikes against Chelsea, City and Arsenal, so he knows how to perform in big games. Versatile player, still only 24, so he's got plenty of years to play across football. And according to Football Insider, for more details on this, the deal is very, very close. They've agreed a fee according to Football Insider, and the medical is lined up ready. And that article, if I can just find the date for it, is from today. So yeah, from today at 3:35 PM. So fairly recent news there. The Glasgow Giants have been granted permission to hold talks to the versatile forwards as they close in on a full agreement for Todd Cantwell. Cantwell is set to head up north of the border to undergo medical tests and discuss personal terms with the club. He could become the club's first January signing as perhaps Michael Beale looks to add to his side's attacking options. The Ibrox Club have also submitted a £1 million bid for Swansea City player Morgan Whittaker, but it has been rejected. But they're looking to up their offer for Whittaker to £1.5 million. But this is interesting because on Sunday it was revealed, Football Insider revealed that PSV Eindhoven could be rivaling Rangers for Todd Cantwell, which would be an interesting one as they look to replace Cody Gakpo, who joined none other than Liverpool Football Club, which is an interesting one. So it's saying that in I've lost where I was now. Cantwell made 18 appearances in the Championship this season, but is yet to feature since the World Cup break and hasn't been included in a matchday squad under new boss David Wagner. But Wagner only had his first game at the weekend, so that's a little bit of sly journalism there. In his 129 appearances for the Canaries, the midfielder scored 14 goals, 6 of which come during his time in the Premier League. I know he had a loan spell at Bournemouth as well, I believe last season. So he's Rangers second in the Scottish Premiership and looking to close that 9-point gap on Celtic as well. And like I said, the sides face each other on the 26th of February in the League Cup final, which is going to be an interesting one there. In the poll, guys, you've got can Rangers revive Cantwell's career? 100% of you say yes so far on that one. Look at Todd Cantwell, he's 24 years of age, 5'10", so he's taller than you'd think. In 2017 he started his career at Norwich City. He had his loan spell at Fortuna Sittard in 2018, the Dutch club, scoring 2 goals in 10 appearances. And then at Bournemouth he had 11 appearances back in 2022. And the back end of the 21-22 season, making 11 appearances, but he didn't score any goals. For the England under-17s, he scored 1 goal in 4 appearances, and he's part of the under-21 squad from 2019 to 21, making 4 appearances, but failing to score there. So yeah, in his career at the moment, he scored 16 goals in 153 club appearances. I think that number will only grow in Scotland as well. 24 Championship appearances in 18-19 as Norwich City got promoted to the Premier League, where he did score 1 goal, and obviously throughout the whole season it was 27 appearances throughout the whole season, sorry. And then the next season he made 37 Premier League appearances with 6 goals in that one, 3 appearances in the Cup, scoring 1 goal in that. So, and he ended up finishing the season with 40 appearances and 7 goals. And then the 2020-21 season he was in the Championship. Overall he got 6 goals in 34 appearances according to the stats on here. And then obviously back in the Premier League 2021-22, where He only made the 8 appearances, no goals, and then was shipped off on loan to Bournemouth, and then in the Championship this season he's made 18 appearances, but yet to score and yet to feature under new manager David Wagner, who's only had a game, so we can't read too much into that. And obviously the stats here about Fortuna Sittard, which I've already told you about, with 2 goals and 10 appearances, and then 11 appearances in the league on loan at Bournemouth. And he did make 1 appearance in the cup for them as well, so that I've just missed out. But yeah, won the Championship title as well in 2018 to 2019. It's here, so I think it's an interesting one to look at, and I'm going to bring up the Rangers squad now as well, and look at potential positions that he could go, potential players he could try and oust as well. Just give me a second. So you got, obviously Rangers, they got Alfredo Morelos and Antonio Cholak, Ryan Kent, Malik Tillman, who are all in forward positions. I couldn't see them out in the likes of Morelos or Cholak. Ryan Kent's been on great form at the moment for Rangers. He is 26 years of age, so he'll be looking to propel his career and maybe come south of the board at some point later on. Malik Tillman only joined last window, young lad. He looks smart. You got Ianis Hadji. He's a good forward. He's just scored 2 goals in 15 matches this season. But the son of Georgie Hadji, lots of expectations on his shoulder. Tom Lawrence was at Derby County last season as well, so he might be able to help him settle in north of the border. There, he's got 2 goals in 5 matches. And then you got the youngster Robbie Uri, who was in the squad as well. Oh, and not to forget Fashion Sakala, who's versatile wide forward, who's looked dangerous at times this season as well. And Kmar Roof, the experienced man as well, former Leeds United player. They're 30 years of age. So there's plenty of competition for places there, not to mention the midfield slots where you've got Glenn Kamara, who's more of a defensive midfielder, and John Lundstrom as well. But I think Todd Cantwell's more looking at the likes of your Scott Arfield, your Fashion Stakalas, and your Ryan Kents as what's called rivals for a place in that 11, and maybe Tom Lawrence as well. I think. How will he do? I think if they get the deal over the line and for a low fee, I think he will be a quality signing for Rangers. A big coup. It's a name that will sell shirts from. A name that will attract fans to the club. It'll attract people to come and watch them as well. I think he's still got the ability, still got the quality. I think it's one of those sad stories in football where the player's career stagnated, maybe not for any fault of his own. I'm not too sure on what's gone on in the background. I did read something about a court case before, but I didn't go into that too much. I want to stick more to the football things than the off the pitch stuff with that one. But I think he's going to be a good signing for Rangers once they get the deal over the line. I think with Celtic, they tend to go for players from Japan, I noticed at the moment, and Fury Hashi has done well, and Maeda has done fantastic as well. They could be off south of the border. Maeda a target for Southampton there. But I think, bringing Todd Cantwell up north of the border, it's a chance for him to play football in a competitive league. There will be pressure. There's lots of pressure at a football club like Rangers, but he's going to be playing lots of games. Rangers should go far in domestic cup competitions as well. They should have European football again next year. If that's in the Champions League or Europa League, they'll have European football to play with next season as well, unless they absolutely capitulate from the rest of the season, but it doesn't look like it. They're playing some good football under Michael Beale, a good young up-and-coming coach. He seems to have got a solid 11 there. I don't believe he's lost a game yet since taking over, touch wood, so hopefully that form for Michael Beale continues. I think he's a manager that will reinvigorate him, will coach him well, teach him what he needs to do to get his career back on track, and I think it would be a good decision for him to go to Rangers Football Club. Regular football in a tough environment, put yourself back on the map, build yourself up, and see where the career can take you, and then maybe towards later on in the career, after a couple of years, 2-3 years here, when you're 26, 27 years of age, a few clubs in the Premier League might be interested in you again. The Villas, the Leeds Uniteds, and maybe Newcastle, potentially, depending on how well they're doing. They're doing fantastic, aren't they, under Eddie Howe at the moment. Maybe the likes of Fulham. You might get a lower down the Premier League club, mid-table, take a look at you, and then you never know, might build yourself up. Greg's back in the comments. He says, I still believe Rangers need a new striker because Morelos is not himself, Ruth is unfortunate with injury, and Cholak is out with an injury. So with those players being out, yeah, they do need a striker, but I think Cantwell coming as a versatile forward would be a great signing for Rangers. So yeah, we'll see in the next couple of days whether that deal gets put across the line, but this is the latest on that one. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We're only 15 subscribers away from that magic 11,000 number, so yeah, please help us out by smashing that subscribe button, and we'll see you all on the channel very soon.